BENZINO responds to 50 Cent calling him a rat. Look, 50 said verbatim, "You want me to believe Omar was a stoolie just because Sosa said so?" And look, for the YNs out there and the big bros that just don't know the history and the unks, you know what I mean? He's talking about Scarface. This is a Scarface reference. Omar Suarez and Alejandro Sosa. Sosa told Tony Montana that Omar was an informant and he slayed him as a sign of power. Look, let's get into this content, bro. Let's hear what Benzino got to say.
Um, you said, I just remember being shot by your client. You know, almost being killed by your client. That's what I remember.
If you think that's the, yo, go get my paperwork.
This is your paperwork.
No. I'm saying,
This is
I'm saying, hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
The recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole.
Right. No. But a lot of that is from recordings, and then you have to look at to see which one is the stand and which one was the recordings. They are basing. See, this is where the recordings come in, and they're basing everything. His defense is basing everything on what I said from the recordings. We knew they're going to do that. That's all. That's the recordings. That's not me saying it on the stand. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so you read it. This is.
I mean, no. We can get in the ring, and I'll beat your ass, Curtis. Yeah, me and you could get in the ring for that money. 3 rounds. I'll whoop you. You big and sloppy and too stiff. And I don't believe all that Golden Glove shit. All right, we're going to put that to the side. Mayweather, holler at me. Believe me. I'll be his Huckleberry. How the fuck could I snitch when he was the first one that called him and said that the first one, before any statement that I made anything, he said he shot me. Let's make that clear. All right. Months go by. It's time for the grand jury. Now the grand jury is going to be the jury that got picked to see that if he's going to get charged with attempted murder. In Boston, anything over the waist, attempted murder. Anything below the waist, assault with a dangerous weapon. Above the waist is 15 years and up. Everybody knows that. We get to the grand jury. They ask me, do you know who? I said, nah, I don't know who shot me. Now that's in the paperwork. The grand jury, you can go get the paperwork. They said, nah, I don't. I said, I don't know who shot me. I said, I was dizzy, I was fucked up. But you said this. I said, I don't know what I was saying. I was panicking. I was blanking out. I was saying anything. I was in an ambulance. I said anything. I was in the hospital. I was under medication. I was saying anything. They said, okay, fine. Months now go down. It's time to go to court. They tell me they tell my lawyer, God rest Mr. Leppo, they said he has to come in court. I said, I'm not coming in no fucking court. I already told the grand jury I don't know who shot me. If you don't come to court, we're going to give you 6 months contempt. Ain't this a bitch? I said, okay. Me, my father, went to court in Brockton. My nephew was sitting there with his lawyer, big fat bitch. They're looking at me like, it's funny because they said, if you can see who's in the courtroom, point them out. I said, I don't see anybody. If you can see who shot you, point them out. I said, I don't see anybody. It was that simple when I left. There was another 10 witnesses that were white people and everything that were on the highway that witnessed him shooting me. Because I said that he didn't shoot me, he got 18 months for shooting in a dwelling around people. That's what he got charged with. If I would have said he shot me, he would have did 15 years. 15 years. So I don't give a fuck about no internet. I'm solid. 50 Cent, you're pussy. My nephew, you're pussy. And if any motherfucker, and if there's any real issues, I'm not hard to find. But that's a fact. What I just said was fact. We don't gotta, and the paperwork's out there.
You gotta see what's going on here, bro. Benzino told it, but he don't think he told it when it mattered. He don't think since he told it on the stand, he told it, bro. It don't matter if you told it and you were on drugs, laying in a hospital bed or what, bro. That's just another excuse. You know what I mean? Look, bro, the black community gotta stop all this little snitching shit. Why? When you find out that a person is snitched, they'll still fight it tooth and nail, knowing, fam, it's the truth. Unfortunately, You know what I mean? For the people that wanted to believe Benzino didn't snitch because he took the stand and changed his story, bro, you still told it. My nigga, you still snitched. So I don't see how 50 coming out and saying this has anything to do with the fact that you actually told on your nephew, fam. Yeah, he say if he would have told on the stand, his nephew would have got 15 months. So just because he didn't point him out when they asked him, he got 18. Okay, I guess you can salute that. You help your nephew out when it mattered. But you gotta admit you wanted to spank him on the ass. Yeah, you wanted to spank him. You know what I mean? Real shit. And is it really snitching, fam? This is on some family shit. You know what I mean? This is on some family shit where the nephew shoots the uncle. Like, what are you supposed to do? If you ain't gonna kill him, you know what I mean? Maybe it's only right that you sit him down for a little time. But I ain't never been through it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't never been through it. But I will say this. If I did go through it, bro, if you want to save your boy's life, and it's me talking to my brother, you know what I mean? It's me talking to my brother. If you want to save your boy's life, bro, you better turn him in. You know what I mean? Real shit. Benzino, bro, you did what you did. Unfortunately, my nigga, like, it goes against your code to what you think is the streets. But this is family shit, bro. Stop worrying about what people think about you. You gonna be a mark anyway. You know what I mean? Real shit. That ain't me making that up. That's me, everybody knowing Benzino is a mark. Will he stick up for himself? Yeah, he'll stick up for himself. That ain't what Mark mean. Mark mean he's just gonna do some Mark ass shit, and you know him to be a buster. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. And I had to put my LA etiquette on for him just so he can understand what I mean. He's a buster, bro. He's always been a buster. Shout out to Bosco 100. He might not remember, but I met him on Melrose. Yeah, I met him on Melrose when I toured LA. One of my many tours of that great city. Look, shout out to him, man. But look here, bro. Benzino, bro, you did what you did, bro. You told on your nephew. Whether you want to consider it ratting or not because you didn't tell it on the stand, you still told. Nigga, bottom line, man. But like I said, the black community got to stop thinking that this is such a big thing, such a big topic. Everybody been doing it for years. Black, white, and orange. That's why I don't fucking trust nobody. Yeah, that's why I don't trust nobody, bro, because your secrets are not safe. Especially if you ain't sleeping with him. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. Look, I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. I know a lot of people gonna say, boy, it got you. It ain't the green, bro. It ain't the green. This is from the earth. Yeah, Rastafarians, we have a little sin. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we have a little sin. This is from God. This is from Jah. And this puts you closer to Jah. You know what I mean? Y'all drop it in the comments, man. One love, as you see in the background. It's going to always be Bob Marley inspired. That's just how we get down. You know what I mean? Really, shit is how we get down because that's what inspired me and what motivated me. I will show y'all, as I continue, I'll show y'all some real Bob Marley gems that most people in the world do not possess. I possess those gems. They are in my possession. You know what I mean? Some of my greatest possessions from a great friend slash family member. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Do like, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. We're going to keep growing. We're going to get even more creative. We're going to spread our wings. We're going to show the world what we're made of in other ways. You know what I mean? This is just one avenue. One avenue, and I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? Real shit. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. Please go check out the music. If you have Instagram, my Instagram ain't really popping, but I ain't stopping. You know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't really popping, but I ain't stopping. I just had some bitch ass friends that tried to blackball me. Yeah, whole bunch of look. I curve A-list niggas too. I curve everybody. You know what I mean? Why? You can't trust these people, bro. I've ran in certain circles where most people wouldn't even believe. But guess what, man? When you get there, you realize the people that you're running with, whew, ain't official. You know what I mean? You must get the fuck away from them. Branch off, start your own, even if that means you go all the way back to the bottom and have to grind your way back up. And it's just how life goes, bro. Yeah, it's just how life goes. It's part of being a man. Being able to do it and survive on your own among men. You have to be able to swim in the midst of all these motherfucking sharks. You know what I mean? Really, so you gotta swim in the midst of all these sharks and come out with your scars. Scars from the playground, man. Y'all drop in the comments, scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Peace. And fuck Benzino. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck what Benzino talking about. Why? He admitted that he snitched on his uncle and denied it in the same sentence. Man, this man is different. This man is fucking different. And he has the Guinness Book of World Records record for the neck. The whole neck thing he got going with it, it goes straight from his chin to his shoulder. That's something real, fam. Yeah, that's something real. What nigga can't mimic, and he was bound to be famous with that neck. Promise to God, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Squads from the playground. Fuck Benzino, but shout out to him. And shout out to 50 Cent, because that TV channel, bro, it ain't, see, I couldn't even check out the TV channel because it's on Roku. I'm hearing it's not just, it's so big now, it's not just gonna be on Roku, bro. This is gonna be everywhere, fam. Yeah, this gonna be everywhere, not just on Roku. So pretty soon, if it makes it to something like a Apple TV, or you know what, I'm gonna give them Amazon. I really want to say Netflix, but Netflix got they shit $30-$40 a month now. You know what I mean? And they ain't putting new shit on there like they should. I'm sorry, Netflix, bro, because I really don't do this about the platforms like that, but Netflix ain't $40. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. My Amazon has everything, everything you can imagine. You know what I mean? On top of that, I'm fucking with Apple. Ptolemy Gray. If anybody has seen that series with Samuel Jackson, written and produced by Walter Mosley, and produced by he helped Samuel Jackson, drop it in the comments. Whew. One of the dopest shows on Apple TV. And Walter Mosley is my guy. Shout out to him. And shout out to Samuel Jackson. Yes, I ain't never just actually met Samuel Jackson. Maybe in one day. Yeah, maybe I will one day. You know, we'll see in the future. If I do, maybe I'll post a picture. But I really don't be doing stuff like that. Yeah. When I meet people, or if I know somebody, I've never asked to take a picture with him. In fact, when they ask to take a picture with me, I say, not right now. They say, what? I'm like, you don't want to take a picture with me? Come on, man. Scars from the playground. You know what I mean? Or they call me by my alias. Got a couple of them. Cartoon Chris Magic, Brick Boy Chris. I mean, the list, Kill Will, the list goes on. You know what I mean? But Scars from the playground, that's what you will call me from this day on. You know what I mean? Real shit, that's my name. Point blank, period. But anyway, drop it in the comments. I've been everywhere around the world. I'm going to even more places. Why? Because that's me. I'm Mr. Universal. Like, share, subscribe. Peace. And like I said, fuck Benzino, but shout out to him. And shout out to 50 Cent. Look, bro. Look, I should just cut this off right now. I should just cut it off right now. But the reason I don't, because every time I think about shutting this motherfucker off, I think about Benzino's neck, fam. The thing is just fucking weird, bro. A lot of people gonna say I'm tripping. Why is he going on about Benzino's neck? What's going on with him? He has to be high. No, bro. You have to see this motherfucker. It goes from the chin to the shoulder. I'm gonna say that again. It goes from the fucking chin to the fucking shoulder, bro. It's some weird Bill Goldberg type shit, but it ain't about muscle. This is about muscular, it's a long ass word for that shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you, like, it's a long ass word for it's a few words for it. The phrase I'm looking for, muscular, tat 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 tat. It's like 10 words after. You know what I mean? Like muscular something in the plus 9 words. You know what I mean? I can't remember that shit because I ain't got it, but he does. Look, like, share, subscribe, nigga. Squads from the playground. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.